10 edible flowers that you can plant in your spring garden this year. Hey everyone, this is Dream from Where the Yokels Grow, and you heard it. In this video, we're going to discuss 10 edible flowers that you can plant in your spring gardens this year. And if you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, I am so glad to see you again. Let's get growing, y'all. Okay, y'all, first let's talk about when you buy your flowers. If you're going to buy plant starts, please make sure that they are organic, because especially if you're going to be eating them at any nursery, just to ask them, were these grown organically? And if they weren't, I would probably pass on them if you're going to consume them. If you're not going to consume them and you're just going to put them in your garden, just be sure of what they sprayed on them, because you don't want anything that's harmful to pollinators. With that said, so the first edible flower I want to talk about are pansies. They are my favorite early spring and fall flowers. They come in a variety of sizes and colors. You can use them in your salad. They taste kind of like a citrusy, leafy lettuce taste to them. They brighten up any salad that you may have in early spring. You can also take the flowers and put them on top of shortbread cookies, and you can eat the flower with the cookie. And the way that I have used them, I've personally used them with decorating cakes with, and I'll try and find a picture of a chocolate cake I made not too long ago where I actually used marigolds and pansies to decorate the cake. It was a flourless cake. Everybody loved it, and I'll try and find it and put it at the end of this video. Okay, my second favorite edible flower are marigolds. Marigolds come in a range of beautiful oranges, burnt oranges, yellows, burgundies. I absolutely love them. They're extremely nostalgic for me from my childhood. But did you also know that a marigold is considered a poor man's saffron? That's right. So any dish that you have that may need saffron, you could grow your marigolds, dry out the petals, and when you need it, you can substitute the marigold for saffron, which is a good substitute, because saffron is extremely expensive. What do you get, like a pinch for 20 bucks? It may even be more now. I don't know. I haven't bought it in a long time. But you can also take those dried petals and infuse it into butter, turning that into, which is marigold butter, but saffron butter, and then make cookies out of that. Sorry for the plane flying over. You know, I live in the city, y'all. I live in the city. But you can infuse that into your cookie, using the saffron butter in your cookies, which will give it a nice subtle saffrony taste. Marigolds as fresh flowers themselves are kind of citrusy and, I don't know, subtly spicy. I don't know. To me, a marigold tastes just like it smells. Honestly, it does. I don't eat them as a whole, but you could eat them in salads. You can eat them in pasta dishes. You take that buttery pasta, kind of thing. So my third edible flower, is artichoke. Now, I know a lot of you are probably thinking artichokes aren't flowers, they're vegetables. No, actually they are flowers. And it is the choke that has to be removed, which later will turn into a flower should you allow it to bloom, which they end up turning into these big, beautiful, purpley, pink, and pom-pom flowers. They're absolutely gorgeous. So if you grow artichoke, let one of them go to flower, because they're absolutely gorgeous. They are a great companion for the garden. You can use them in pasta dishes. You can use them in sauces. You can use them in dips. You can saute them. You can fry them. You can grill them. I mean, it's endless what you can do with an artichoke. So if you've never eaten an artichoke, I highly recommend you try and eat an artichoke. Hey, have any of you ever eaten edible flowers? Let me know down in the comments. What did you eat? How did you prepare it, or was it prepared for you already? That would be interesting to know. Actually, that would be really interesting to know. I'd love to hear about it. Okay. The fourth edible flower I want to talk about are nasturtiums. Now, I plant nasturtiums at the end of each one of my raised garden beds. Now, I use the trailing nasturtium for that, because I think it's just beautiful. It trails out of the raised bed, and it's really beautiful. But I use it to attract pollinators. Now, if you're going to eat the nasturtium, most people eat the leaves. It kind of has a leafy, arugula, spicy lettuce taste. But some people do eat the flowers. You can also use the flowers to infuse oils, vinegars, and I know that a lot of people will use the leaves in Italian pestos. because it, like I said, it does kind of have that little spice to it, and people like it. I don't care for the taste of it, but it is edible, and I do grow it in my garden. So my 5th edible flower that I want to talk about is calendula. Now I know calendula, it's a lot like a marigold. They're in the same family, and I understand that. But calendula, to me, is used more in main dishes, because you can actually take calendula, and because it has such a lemony citrus flavor versus kind of an orangey citrus flavor, or a a grapefruit citrus flavor like the marigold has. But this one has more of a lemony lime citrus flavor. So you definitely can use it. You can use it to make tea, of course. It'd be a lemon, kind of a lemon accent to your tea. But you can also use it in marinades for your chicken. If you don't have any lemon, but you have calendula in your garden, you could easily run out there, take the flower leaves off, and put it in your marinade for your chicken, and cook it on up. That's how my Italian grandmother did it, and that's how a lot of my Italian family members did it as well. My 6th edible flower that I want to talk about, which is probably the most commonly known one, and that is lavender. Now, like the nasturtium, I plant lavender in pots in front of my garden beds, and that helps. It does 2 things. It helps to attract pollinators, and it repels mosquitoes at night when I am out there in the heat of the summer and those late evenings harvesting stuff. It helps me to keep mosquitoes away, because I don't spray my garden with anything for mosquitoes, so I have to use plants. Marigold, by the way, also does that. It helps to repel bad bugs, and it also repels mosquitoes for sure. So plant a lot of it as you can. But as you know, lavender can be used in just about anything, from cookies to oils to cakes, pies, lemonades, alcoholic beverages. I mean, it's probably one of the most versatile, in my opinion, one of the most versatile edible flowers that you can have in your garden. Plus, it's very beneficial to your garden as well. You can also make jellies out of it, should you so desire. I've never had lavender jelly, but I do know of people who have either made it or they have bought it from the store. So my 7th edible flower, which is kind of a nostalgic flower for me, and that is rose. Rose was my grandmother's favorite flower. It was her favorite scent. To this day, when I smell rose, I instantly go back to my grandmother. But rose itself has kind of a strawberry to green apple, depending on what your palate is. And it honestly is one of those things, you either love it or you hate it. But most people know, rose as rose hips. They use it in teas, but you can easily make rose water, and you can use that in cakes and cookies. You can make rose oil, infused oil, and you can do that in the same. I have eaten a cake that was infused with rose oil, and you definitely taste the rose. You definitely taste it. So you easily could, use that. Oh, the 8th edible flower I want to talk about. Some of you will call it borage, and some of you call it borage. I call it borage, and it is a mighty little flower, tiny little mighty little flower. It'll come in purple, pinks, or whites, and you'll predominantly usually find it in mixed drinks. People put it on the drink, they put it in the drink kind of to infuse it, because it does kind of have a milky cucumber taste to it. And you can also find it in salads and cookies, in soups. It like I said, if you've ever had a cold cucumber soup and you see little purple flowers on top of it, that's what it is. It's the borage, because it complements the soup really well. But predominantly you're gonna find it in alcoholic drinks. And again, I apologize for the pounding that's going on behind me. I live in the city, and one of the neighbors is putting up a fence, so it is what it is. I record when I can, so again, I apologize for the pounding in the background. So my number 9th pick for edible flowers is chamomile. Again, it's another flower that's commonly known. Predominantly is found in teas, because it does have that kind of lemony taste to it, and it is known for its calming abilities, but it also has kind of a mellow honey sweetness taste, and because of that, you can actually find chamomile ice cream. I don't know if you've ever eaten chamomile ice cream. It's very subtle, but it is good. I'm not gonna lie, I actually enjoyed it. But you can find it in cocktails, infused oils, and of course teas for its calming effect. Okay, my 10th and final edible flower is hibiscus. Now I have a hibiscus that I believe is called a giant hibiscus, but I could be wrong on the actual name. I'll try and find it, and then I'll put it at the end of the video with a picture of it, and with its name on it, so you know what it is. But hibiscus come in a range of beautiful colors in the summer. You can find it in salmon, pink, fuchsia, orange, bright yellow with a beautiful fuchsia pink center. I mean, it is absolutely a gorgeous flower, and it has kind of a cranberry, I think it's a cranberry pomegranate taste mix, kind of fruity, and that's why you see it a lot in teas. It's a great complement to a tea, but you could easily use it in just about anything. You could probably make it into a jelly. You could probably infuse it into some oil. But here in the Hispanic culture, it is a favorite ingredient in their food that they cook here, and I've actually eaten it in tacos, enchiladas, and quesadillas. Now I also have heard that it is a popular ingredient within the Indian culture, but I'm not sure how they use it. I don't know if they use it in their food or if it's just a tea infusion for them. I'm not really sure. Might have to do some research on that, but if you know, please put it down in the comments, okay? Please share it with us. Come say hi. Oh, looky who it is. It's my lovely assistant with his dirty face. He's been eating the dirt. You know, he does that. What do you think? Can you say hi to our friends? Say hi, friends.
Hi.
There you go. Say hi, friends. Hey you all, if you have eaten edible flowers or you have a different variety of edible flowers that you've eaten, please put it down in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. And if you have a dish, please put that down there as well.
Mom.
Yes, sir.
Sweet.
Okay, let me finish, okay? I gotta say goodbye to our friends.
Bye.
Okay. Again, if you have found value in this video, please give us a like and a thumbs up. And if you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. New videos come out often. And until I see you in the next video, you all, keep growing. Bye-bye.